I went from being an IT customer care analyst to a network analyst level 3.
I went from working in the fire protection industry to being a network support analyst.
I was working in education, and now I'm a control room analyst for NASA.
I was a support manager at Walmart, and now I'm going to be support systems engineer.
Thanks to NextGen T.
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 I have successfully changed careers and am now happy in life and in my career.
I get to enjoy what I do and level up my career.
I can actually legitimately say right now that I have a career.
I have leveled up and I have the confidence I need as a network security engineer.
Leveled up to NASA, and I'm at max level.
Thanks to NextGen T, I am one step closer to achieving my dreams.
Landing me into my first IT position.
I'm actually an engineer. It's a title I've always wanted to have. Now I have it. I achieved it.
Able to have the drive and motivation to be able to enter the field.
Thanks to NextGen T.
Thanks to NextGen T.
Thanks to NextGen T.
Thanks NextGen T. I leveled up from a help desk position to a career in networking, and I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, yeah. It is Tuesday night, live stream night, and I am so excited to be here with you all, as always. I hope you're all doing wonderful and fantastic and amazing, all that fun stuff. I need more coffee, but I'm all out. Water will have to do. Anyway, Tuesday. What are y'all up to? I just got done doing a live stream with NextGen T. If you guys are unsure of who they are, you just saw the commercial. Check out the link in the description below. But let's talk to you guys about what questions you might have. I guess I'm not talking. I'm answering your questions. You got questions. Hopefully I have answers. If I don't, we're live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn all at the same time right now. So if I don't have the answers, maybe somebody from LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube even will have answers for us. And if I don't or they don't, we'll put those answers questions out on all these different platforms. We'll find the answers for you. That's what I'm getting at. That's what this channel is all about. We're going to help you as much as we can. So what's up? What's going on, Peter? How are you doing today? What's going on, Gary, Matthew, Jacob, your regular angry IT guy? I see you. Donnie, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? Kyle, what's going on? Emmanuel, Brandon Fisher, heart to you. Gary, another Gary. We got a couple Garys tonight. Anyway, what's going on? I should have had like a better title for this live stream, but I figured, you know, people always show up. They start asking a bunch of questions about getting in IT. We're here to help y'all as much as we can, as much as I can. Gary, what's up, bro? You say, I started in electric data processing at Ford Motor Company, 1976. I was not very versed in IT, but I'm not bad now. 1976. I wasn't even born then. Sorry, I just made you feel old. I didn't mean to. I apologize. Brandon Fisher, you're stepping back from being an IT consultant. You're taking your talents to Amazon to be an IT engineer. What? Congratulations to you, Brandon Fisher. That's awesome. You are now working for the Bezos. So when you're there and you see him, which you probably never will, but I'm sure you probably will have access to his email. You should email him and ask him when he's going to become Batman. That's the only question that matters. If I have the opportunity to ask Bezos any question, that would be it. Sir, when are you going to become Batman? That's it. It just needs to happen. Kyle says, hey, welcome to Amazon. What's up? We got some Amazon peeps in the house. What's going on? Whoa, I don't even know. Hello, my name is Daryl. I have a BA in IT, but no certs. You went University of Phoenix. What's up? Did you have a question? I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question there. Anyways, I need to schedule these things out better. That'd be awesome. He would be the Bays man, the Bees man. Yeah. whatever. I just want to see the Batcave and all his cool cars and stuff. I mean, he's rich. He should be. He can make it happen, right? Bezos has stepped down as a cute. Whatever. I mean, he's the richest guy in the world. He's got to be Batman. It's just how this works. It's how it's supposed to work. That's what comic books taught me. I don't know if his parents are dead or not. I shouldn't have went there. Anyways, there was something I was going to bring up today, and I totally forgot. But I did record the video today on the Raspberry Pi, so I need to edit that video, and that'll be coming out soon. But actually, I should talk about this because I think this is really important. I put this out on LinkedIn the other day. I don't know if I can share my screen. I could figure out how to share my screen here. I have to find the post first. It's going to take me a minute. But I put this thing out on LinkedIn last week where I was like asking questions like, what are you guys having problems with? And people responded back to me, in this thread. And they said, I'm having problems with this, or I'm having issues with that. And then I responded back today with videos. And I'm going to try to do this like all week if I can. Share screen. We want to share this screen. There we go. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh my gosh, all those icons. Don't look. They're terrible. I know. It's very messy. We'll hide all those. Shh, don't say nothing. Anyway, this post right here on the LinkedIn. Having a hard time breaking in IT or taking your career to the next level? And we had people respond. And today, I responded back to you in videos. Some of you people, like 3 videos. So if you guys are interested in having a video response to a question that you have, not here on this live stream, go follow me on LinkedIn. That's it. That's all I want to talk to you about with that. Anyway. No, I think pretty sure Bezos is the richest person in the world again. Like he lost half of his money. He lost didn't lose. He had to give his wife like $100 billion or $300 billion or whatever ungodly number that was. And now he's richer than he's ever been. So yeah, that didn't take long. If you email Bezos, your manager gets a stern email about it. Oh, all right. So if I were ever to get hired at Amazon, like my very last day, I would be emailing him, or maybe like last week I was there at least or something like, yo, what's up, Batman? Needs to happen. Sorry. Anyway, Gary, 15 years in sales, now want to change to IT. What should you study? You don't like code or math. Cool. You don't need to know any coding or math to be in IT. Well, coding, that's a touchy one these days. Scripting is something that you definitely want to know. So I'm sorry that you don't like coding, but unfortunately, there's some things about coding you'll have to learn. But yeah, what should you study? I would highly suggest taking a look at something like the A+. Even if you don't take the exam, at least understand the fundamental knowledges of the A+. That is going to be helpful no matter what you do. Otherwise, like, are there specific areas that interest you? Because then I could help answer that question just a little bit better for you. What's going on, Eddie? How you doing? Ooh, Black Dynamite, you're 30. Too late in life to go for A+? Absolutely not. You are never too old. See, you're regular IT guy, angry IT guy. Not too late at all. You're never too late. Did I check out Computex lately? I have not. This person right here says they're 33 and going for the CompT A+ now to get their foot in the door. See? You need math at least. I have never used math in IT. Never. And anytime I did, I have this cool thing called a calculator. And, my teachers back in the day were like, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket, so why are you trying to use that now, Zach? Well, guess what, teach? I got a calculator in my pocket. It's right here, and it works all the time. It's all I need for IT. That's it. Bill Gates is getting divorced, huh? Yeah. He's going to lose half of his billions of dollars. Your regular angry IT guy, you nailed it right there. How did I miss that? Because he said that he was in sales. He should definitely do IT sales. For sure. Sammers. What's up, Sonic? Do you have any suggestions on dealing with office politics? The leadership at your job have hidden agendas and sabotaging one of your projects. GTFO. Yeah, that's the best. Like, Toxic work environments are the absolute worst, and you need to get out ASAP. That's like the best advice. Do I have suggestions on dealing with it? Not particularly, other than CYA all of the time. That's basically cover your butt. And the best of English words that I could use right now. Cover your butt all the time. Get everything in writing. Send emails, even for the stupidest stuff. Like email them, CC whoever you need to, BCC if you absolutely have to. Save your emails, document, and get everything in words. The best bet for you. That's the best advice I give you, other than GTFO, which is just get the heck out. Oh, Michael, what's going on? It's good to see you here. I answered one of Michael's questions in LinkedIn video today. Thank you for showing up. IT always gets screwed in office politics. Man, I hate politics, especially the kinds of the office. Mohammed, you're majoring in CIS at Cal State next year. You've been a Mac guy your whole life. Should you invest in a Windows PC to get more familiar with the system? No, absolutely not. You should download a program called VirtualBox because it's absolutely free and you can virtualize the Windows operating system for $3. Now, I mean, you're probably at a school, so you get a discount on a Windows 10 like license. You get them like really dirt cheap if you're enrolled in a school and have like an EDU email address and all that fun stuff. Otherwise, you could download a Windows 10 evaluation copy or even Windows Server evaluation copies. I think they're good for like 190 days or something like that. But yeah, download VirtualBox and virtualize all of the operating systems. You can even start getting familiar with the Linux operating system as well. Space of Souls, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Would having a criminal offense on your record, deferred adjunction, hinder your ability to find a job in NetSec? TLDR, change my grades in high school. You know what's funny about like the InfoSec community? Like, you gain more credibility like when you go to jail, right? Like when you get caught hacking things, like you get credibility that way though. Like honestly, like it's so stupid, but it's true. Just look at any of the hackers in the last like 30 years who have gotten caught, have gotten out of jail. Majority of them are now working like blue collar, jobs or whatever. And like, yeah, it's fine. But anyway, it's like that happens like sometimes, but to get to your question, will it hold you back? Sometimes employers will look at that and you may not get hired because of whatever. Some employers simply don't care. If you have like a great story or like great personality and can talk about this and whatever, like some people just don't care. To be completely honest with you guys, I have something on my criminal record that shows up. It was like a no charges were ever had. It was between me and my dad, like, gosh, so long ago, 17 years ago now. It's never stopped me from having a job. Again, I wasn't convicted of anything, like nothing ever bad came of it, but it still shows up on my record. Even to this day, like if you do like if I apply for a job and they have to do a background check, that's going to show up and they ask me about it every single time. I think they have to ask you about it. So every single time, like I have to explain like what happened. Like, oh yeah, I was like really, like I wasn't really young. I was an adult, I was like 20 years old, but I was stupid. Like that's what it boils down to. Like my anger got the best of me and I was just stupid kid. Never happened again. I learned my lesson for sure. And I'm able to speak to that. And I don't make it a big deal because it's not a big deal. Everybody makes mistakes when they're younger. And it's, who you turn into today that matters. Not what happened, years ago. It's like who you are today. A lot of us can learn from our mistakes. Unfortunately, some employers will still look at this and be like, we don't want you because you have this. It's just the way, like somebody's going to look at you negative no matter what, right? Like that always happens no matter what. So, yeah, to get to like the point of this, don't worry about it. You will get turned down for some jobs, but a lot of jobs won't even care. That's like the truth of it. Brian, do I know any free, cheap resources for Net Plus study questions? For the specific questions themselves, I don't know of a cheap resource. I know that there are learning platforms that have some of that stuff bundled into them so that you can like access some of them. I don't know of anything free other than what you can Google, and some of that stuff like is a pain in the butt to go through. But you know, that would be your best bet. Joining one of the learning platforms that are out there that bundle that stuff into it, or just using the free resources. I couldn't tell you one right off the top of my head. I need to cough, so I got to mute. Hold, please. Thanks. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you. Yes, but that's my best bet right there for you. Gabrielle, what are the requirements to be remote in IT? Is it necessary to be level 5? What? There's levels in IT now that I'm not aware of, like that are numbered like that? What are the requirements to be remote in IT? You know how to talk on a phone. Thank you. The end. No, really, like seriously. There's not necessarily any requirements that are really that much different from working in person. You know, it depends, like the roles are going to be very different, right? Like an entry level IT role that's remote. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be on the phone a lot, answering tickets a lot, remoting into people's computers a lot, trying to walk people through things a lot. Maybe even in an entry level type of role, you have to go out and service people's computers, you know, like, it all depends. But yeah, what the requirements aren't any different than any other job, unless, you know, they're specifically telling you, hey, these are the requirements that we're looking for in somebody who's going to be working remote. Otherwise, like it's all relative. It's the same. It's very, very, very much the same. Ken Sherman, what are my predictions for the IT industry for the remainder of 2021? I hope we make it out alive in 2021. So that's it. For the IT industry, I just hope we all make it out alive. That's it. That's all I got. 2021 is coming to an end like quicker than I think we realize. So to say, like, to try to predict like anything in the IT industry happening, it's hard to say. More things are going to get hacked. That's it. Like, are there going to be any new booming technologies and things happening? Who knows? It could be. I hope that like GPU prices go down, because I really want to buy a new graphics card, and I'm not ready to spend $950 on a card that's like supposed to be like $400 regularly. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I hope that I could predict, like in the IT industry, that the prices on GPUs is going to go down significantly. That's just wishful thinking on my end, but yes, I would be very happy if that happened, for sure. Jorge, what's up? Any tips for staying motivated with IT training? Starting, but find myself being distracted and don't train consistently. Need to upgrade into an actual career and not just a job. Try changing out some of your study material. There's a lot of amazing, real, like free resources and really, really cheap resources out there. So just change up like what you're doing. If you're using like the same exact resource to do all of your studying from, say you're using a book, that's the only like tool that you're using to study, it's gonna get boring. It's gonna suck after a while. So change it up. Like, find out where you're at in this book, see what free resources are out there that can kind of align to like the same topics you are like that you're at in the book, if that makes sense. You know, for instance, like if you're studying for your A+, you're using an A+ book. Great. Go out on YouTube and find Professor Messer, who offers free training material, and go through his material. Just switch it up a little bit. As far as staying motivated, like, you know where you want to be, right? Like at the end of the day, like you're studying, you're learning, you're trying to get into IT for a reason, because you want to do better for yourself. And never forget that. It's not exactly motivation, but it's like, hey, if you want to get to where you want to be, like, unfortunately, you have to put in the hard work. You have to do it. So with that being said, like, you'll find the motivation. If it's something that you really want to do, you'll find that motivation to get to where you want to be. And to kind of like, to break it down, like maybe even a little bit simpler for you and other people out there, like if you're finding yourself being distracted and not being motivated, you know, you could take a break for a couple days. That's okay. Take a break for a couple days, take a break for a week. And when you come back, you don't have to come back like full steam. Come back and do like 15 minutes a day, do a half hour a day, you know, start off slow. It's okay. Like, we're not machines. As much as we want to like hope and pray and think that we can be machines and stuff and like just pump this stuff out like it's nothing, it's not possible. We have to take a break and slow down sometimes. And sometimes we have to take a couple steps back to take a leap forward. So slow yourself down and just, you know, take it one step at a time. You got this. You will be okay. Like, I promise you. You got this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through all the questions here. It's hard to keep up with y'all sometimes when more people start showing up. Black Dynamite, you're very welcome for answering your question. You don't have to give the super chat, bro. I greatly appreciate them. The super chats, I always try to answer like as quickly as I possibly can, because I do appreciate you guys spending your hard-earned dollars trying to get your questions answered. Not required by any means, but thank you. It's seriously appreciated. I love all of you very, very much. You have no idea. So thank you. Anyway, if I missed your question, again, I'm sorry. It's so hard to keep up sometimes. Charles, you have a phone interview for your first help desk position tomorrow. Any advice? I have a ton of advice for you. I have this entire YouTube channel that's like dedicated to giving advice to people who are like trying to get into IT. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm trying to be funny. But no, like legitimately, I do have a video for you to watch. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I can't like type and talk at the same time. I'm not very good at that. It's not my thing. I don't understand like why this video isn't ranked up in Google like higher than it is, because I put so much hard work into this video. It's one of the frustrating things about YouTube. I put just ungoshly amounts of work and effort into this video and creating all of this material and content around it. And YouTube is like, no, we don't care, bro. Your video sucks. I'm like, no, it's so good. I promise you. I'm like talking to myself here. But anyway, check out that video right there. I have a ton of videos about the interview process. There's probably a playlist I can pull up. Should have done that for you. Let's find this playlist. I wish they would make that easier. Let's see. Interview questions? No. Maybe. We'll try this. Here is an entire playlist. Interview questions and answers. Well, it doesn't have all the answers. I should rename that playlist. But this playlist right here that's trying to send, there you go. Now it just sent. Lots of great, useful advice there. That's like the best. It's not that I don't want to like answer your question. It's just that I've answered that question 100,000 times and I don't want to miss anything. I don't like, just check out the playlist, because like I've answered so many questions that I know will be helpful for you. That's like the best, easiest answer I can give to you. I'm sorry. I hope that's helpful though. Mr. Stealthy Ninja, IT career questions. How do I choose between programming, networking, and security? Enrolled to get your network cert through a local community college. Well, it sounds like you're going to be doing networking then. So how do you choose between them? Sounds like you've already made your choice. But here's the thing. You start somewhere, right? So just make a choice. If networking is where you're going to start, perfect. Start off doing networking stuff. Start off learning networking stuff. That's great. There's a lot of great knowledge that can be had there. You can even get started in a job just through getting network certifications, right? You can get started in like an entry-level role. You start learning more about the industry, and then you start learning about the things that you really want to do. That's kind of like the thing about IT. And that's like the thing with like anybody who goes through any type of college or boot camp or any types of programs who are trying to get into IT. Like you can set yourself initially, like set your sights initially in saying, okay, I'm going to be a network engineer. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm sorry to everybody out there who's heard me tell this story like before, but it has to be said again. You can start off as a network engineer and you could decide 5 years down the road, I don't like being a network engineer. I'd rather be in programming. I'd rather be a coder, right? A developer, whatever. You can do that. It can be done. You're not siloed into any area of IT. And as you're getting experience, that only helps you get to wherever it is you want to go. No matter what that transition is, if it's going from network engineer to a programmer, well, hey, guess what? You have experience in IT, and people look at that very heavily. No matter if it directly relates to programming or not, like the fact that you have some type of knowledge in how to an enterprise environment works, right, is going to be very beneficial for you. And that you'll find that it's going to be easy for you to transition. So just know and understand, like, hey, wherever you start out, like you're not stuck there. You can go wherever the heck you want in IT. It's like the wide open west, not really, but there's a lot of room for like transition. There's a lot of opportunity in IT. You're not stuck. So go do what you want to do. Use the retweet bots on Twitter to market your videos and live streams. I hate Twitter so much. Oh, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Those pesky Google algorithms. Oh my goodness. Sorry, trying to go through the chat again. Mr. Stealthy Ninja, back with another one. After you get the certification, you're getting associates in one of those fields. While doing that, you're going to attempt to get in the help desk at your current employer. You got it, brother. Keep on going. I like it. Brandon Fisher, thank you very much for the super chat, sir. Thank you. And here you go. Frequently asked questions. No, you're not too old. Number 2, no, you don't need a degree, but it could help. And number 3, A+, Net Plus, Security Plus are good starter certs. And number 4, explore all aspects of IT. Yep, that pretty much nails the frequently asked questions. You're right. You got it. You got it. Oh, Charles, you came here from LinkedIn. Hello. I love LinkedIn. Steven, you want me to hire you? What do you want to do, bro? You want to come on here and answer some questions? I can dial you into this call right now. And you could do it. You want to do it? I'll send you an invite and you can dial right into this right meow. KevTech IT support. Thank you, brother. Get some pizza on you. Oh, unfortunately, I can no longer eat pizza, at least for a while. I'm starting like to do some more weight loss stuff. So no pizza for me. But I am very excited to speak about the weight loss thing real quick, because it's been a while and I meant to put something out on that. I'm now lighter, the lightest I've been in a year and a half, which I'm like super stoked about. Like when my doctor told me that today, I definitely got I got a little bit emotional. I was like, wow, like the like what I'm doing is actually paying off, and I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, so it's crazy. Anyway, whatever. I shared that with y'all. It's exciting for me. I lost a little weight. Yay! Let's party. Steven, I sent you a message on the LinkedIn. KevTech, you want to hop in on this call? You let me know, brother. Kevin, if you want to hop in, I will send you an invite as well. I think I can add like, I don't know, 6 people to this or something. How many people can I invite? I can have up to 10 people on screen at once. Holy cow. Steven, check your LinkedIn, brother. Yes, I will get like I'll get a couple waters on you though, Kevin. Thank you very much for the super chat. Ken Sherman. So basically stackable certs are the way to go. I feel like any certs are the way to go. Like, let's be real. But I mean, you know, there are some like useless certifications according to some people. I wouldn't know anything about that though. Yes, thank you all. I appreciate it. You can make a healthy pizza actually. My favorite kind of pizza. Keep in mind I'm from Chicago and I'm very particular about my pizza. Like somewhat particular about my pizza because I like pizza with like everything on it. But like vegetable pizza, veggie pizza, all-time favorite. I could go for a veggie pizza like every single day. For sure. Even I could put pineapple out on pizza. I would be all right with that. I like pineapple on pizza. Whatever. Where would I be if I weren't in IT? That is a great question. I'd probably be dead. I'm laughing, but I'm like dead serious. I guess I shouldn't say dead serious. I would suggest watching, like, if you want to really like know deeper into the answer of that question, I put out a lot of videos about mental health. Not a lot, like a few videos talking about mental health. And yeah, if it wasn't for IT, I don't think I'd be here. For real. I don't know. Wait, pineapple, whatever. Steven, check your LinkedIn messages if you want to hop on this call, brother. If you don't want to hop on this call, then don't check your LinkedIn. So whatever. Mr. Stealthy Ninja, do you need to move to a different area to explore more careers of IT? You live near Columbus, which has been rated top 15 in tech cities. I mean, you don't have to. If you have the ability to like move to find a job, then yeah, like absolutely 100% go ahead and do it. Like if there's opportunity, go for it. But it's not necessary. Like you don't absolutely need to. But if you can, for sure. Your regular IT, angry IT, you know, use the certification, but you won't name it. I mean, I know some certifications that are meh. Useless though, meh. Ken Sherman, what did I do to lose the weight? I started limiting everything that I've been eating. That was a start. We're gonna get Peter bursting on here. He wants to come on. I'm gonna let him come on. Peter, hop on in, buddy. And KevTech, I asked you if you wanted to come on here. I don't know if you responded to my question. If you guys follow me on LinkedIn and you want to join this call live with me, right meow, all you got to do is hit me up on the LinkedIn. We're adding Peter right now. What's going on, Peter? You're muted. Can't hear you, brother. Nope, can't hear you now. Do you want me to call tech support for you? I can do that. No, can't hear you. You broke it. Hang on. Did you send me a message in the chat or did you send me a message on LinkedIn? He's trying to fix it. I'm going to let him fix that. Peter, when you're good to go, you let me know. Send me a message. You were going to ask that question about where you'd be without T. Someone already beat you to it. Your calling is helping others succeed. Yeah. For sure. My calling is helping others succeed. Like that, I don't think like people realize like how much it affects me. Just doing like what I do. And like, I don't know. Man, I love helping people. It has a huge impact on my life for sure. Sorry, I'm like trying to respond to people in the chat here or on LinkedIn. They were trying to get in. I guess people are having issues. Peter's having issues with the sound. Steven can't get dialed in. And I'm still reading questions. D'Angelo, what's up? What job can you get with an associate's degree in information systems without experience? I don't know, lots of them. Like, honestly, so you just start applying for all of the jobs. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Like, quite honestly, there's so many different job titles. It's really hard to say, like, this is the exact job that you can get. No, like, to be realistic with you, you can for sure start applying for every single help desk, entry-level IT job that you can find. That's what you can start doing right now. Those are going to be the jobs that you are absolutely 100% qualified for. Jobs past the help desk and entry level are really going to heavily depend on your experience and your knowledge and your overall personality, just who you are. So that's kind of what it depends on. But yeah, what job can you get? A ton of them, honestly.
How's about now, Zach?
Yep, you're good to go now. What's going on, Peter? How you doing, sir?
And another night in whatever it is now.
Another night in paradise? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think paradise is the right word, but okay, we'll go with that.
All right. That's fine, man. What hang on, reading a question. You gonna help me answer some questions or what?
Sure, why not? This ought to be fun.
All right. I'm still waiting for Kevin and Steven to get in. Let's see. DJ, what experience can someone show for employers if they can't obtain it at work, security wise? Peter, what's up? You got an answer for that one? You've heard me answer this one like plenty of times. You should know.
not really security wise. Networking, I would know more of, but pretty much just like, what are you going to show, like on your LinkedIn page? Like, what things are you going to do? Like, you're doing Hack the Box? Are you doing any of those other simulations to test it out?
Yep. I'm right on point with that. What experience can we show for employee? Yeah, that's it. Hack the Box, CTFs for sure. Any types of CTFs, home labs, building your own home lab and documenting that process, documenting the things that you're doing in your home lab. There's so many things that you could do to show experience for sure. I think KevTech's here. What's up, KevTech? You good?
I'm good.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? What's up?
Good. Nothing. I wanted to try this out, so I'm glad we get to try it out.
Oh wow, there's a lot of people here, guys. Oh, okay.
So
cool.
let me go back to one of my earlier questions for you, Zach. Which GPU are you looking for?
Any of them, honestly. Like, I'm not looking for anything specific because they're all so overpriced right now that sad day. I'm like literally not anything specific because a lot of it I don't even want to pay for. Yesterday, I don't even know what video card it was, but my friends were at Micro Center and they're calling me and they're like, "There's this video card in stock." It would take me forever to go back through that group text, and they're like, "It's $950." I was like, "All right, cool." And then I was like, "All right, I guess I'll go for that." And then one of them was like, "Yeah, it's regularly like $400." I was like, "Okay, I don't want it anymore."
That would be a 3060 Ti.
Yeah, probably. I was just so frustrated by that. I was like, "No, thanks."
Well, we get 2 new ones coming out. One's coming out later this week, and another one's next week.
Yeah, I'll never get my hands on those. And I'm not going to spend ridiculous amounts of money. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hey, KevTech is here. It's your first time here, brother.
Yeah, I know.
We got to get you on more. If you guys aren't familiar with KevTech, put something in the chat. Like, put the link to your YouTube channel in chat. KevTech runs another YouTube channel called KevTech IT Support. And he does, he answers your questions. And he helps you out. But KevTech, I love what you do because you provide a lot of hands-on videos and you really kind of get into the nitty-gritty of things. So there's a lot of valuable videos on your channel that I think people need to see. So please put the link to that.
Sure.
In the chat.
Already did.
All right.
Thanks, man.
For sure. There's a delay on my end for the chat, I think. Thank you, though. Like, how fast can somebody reach 6 figures in IT? You guys go. What's up? You got any answers for this, KevTech?
Oh, pretty fast.
Pretty fast? You think so?
Yeah.
How specialized are you in something?
That's a great question too. It varies though. Like, that's the thing. The biggest variable in trying to reach that 6-figure income is where you live, right? Like, that's it. That's the number one variable right there. Finding a 6-figure remote job, yeah, is it doable? Yes, but that's going to take some time. Like, that's definitely going to, finding a 6-figure remote job is going to take you more time than finding a 6-figure like on-prem job, I feel like, quite honestly. But yeah, it depends on where you live. It depends on your skill set, your knowledge. There's a lot at play there. So it's not just like an answer. It's not an easy answer. There's so many variables at play that it's just impossible.
We got a party.
Oh, yeah, Steven.
I know I can add like 6 more people here, so we could make it a huge party if we want.
Ooh, can we have Jackbox too?
Who?
Jackbox is a series of party games.
Yeah, I got that. We could do it. We should schedule something for that one time. That would be fun. Brandon Fisher, you can come on anytime. I can send you the link on LinkedIn if you want to go. What do you think, Steven, about reaching 6 figures in IT? How long do you think that takes? How long do you think it takes?
It all depends on your trajectory. It depends on if you're doing something super specialized or if you're trying to stay general, jack of all trades. It might take a little less time if you're doing something specialized like web app pen testing or network pen testing. If you're doing DevOps, DevSecOps, if you're doing some kind of special networking, like some BGP stuff, right? Wherever each discipline has their market and each market has their niche. And the faster you get to that, the more likely it is you are to get paid that six-figure salary. That's just how it works.
Yeah, and if all you care about is salary, then just become a programmer. There you go.
Oh man, I tried that. Didn't work.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's difficult. That's why they get paid so much money. Like, I could not sit in front of a computer all day like that, just staring at code. I would go insane. I did that way back in the day, like with HTML. It's funny. Like, I was just talking to somebody. I was helping them with their website the other day, and I had to write out some of the code. And he's like, how do you do that? How do you know that? It's like an older guy, right? I'm like, I could probably still to this day code an entire website by hand in Notepad. Like, it's ridiculous. In Notepad. Like, that's what I did use back in the day. This is like literally the year 2000. Like, yeah, I'm going to bust out Notepad, maybe Dreamweaver if I could find like a good crack for it, you know?
Dreamweaver.
God, that brings me back to my college years.
Right? So that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I could not do that all day. Could not. I'm looking for more questions here. Giselle, what's up? As a recent grad in CIS, what certs do you recommend getting if one is aiming to be a systems admin? What do you guys got? Who's going first? Peter,
Let's just go with the basic three.
The trifecta?
Yeah, the trifecta, at least would make
Well,
sense.
hold on. What kind of systems admin are we talking about here?
That's the other good question.
There is no one size fits all for systems admin. There's different kinds.
What kinds? Let's go.
Well, let's start with the basics. Windows or Linux or a hybrid of both, because there are some differences. And what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on Linux? Do you want to focus on Windows? Do you want to focus on virtualization? Do you want to focus on backups? There's so many different routes that you can take. Sysadmin is kind of general. So
even as a Windows sysadmin, do you think it's important to learn Linux?
I wouldn't see why not.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely helps. But if you're going to go for certs and you want to be a Windows sysadmin, get your Azure certs, get your Microsoft certs. You don't need a whole lot. Once you start studying for your first one and you get some basic information, start applying to those jobs and keep studying at the same time.
Yeah, Azure was going to be the other I was going to say.
I was going to say that too, actually.
Yeah. So Azure specifically, more along the lines of like their role based towards Microsoft apps.
Right.
Is what I think you guys are kind of leaning towards, not necessarily like just straight up Azure certs, because while they could be beneficial, like you don't know if your area is running. Nobody's running Google Cloud Platform, but maybe like in your area, people are using AWS more.
Spotify.
True.
What?
Spotify.
Spotify. Yeah, so you have to pay attention to your area too, so pay attention to like the job descriptions on what certs they're asking for in your area. And that's a great way to kind of like figure out a trajectory for you. If you kind of like understand what your immediate area is looking for, or the jobs that you're interested in, what they're looking for, it's like there's specific employers that you want to be working at. Go to their website, see if they have any job listings for, the areas of the IT field you want to be in. Look at those job descriptions, see what they're asking for, and then start gearing your trajectory to reach those certifications or those skills. That'd be your best bet.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Makes sense to me.
Yep.
Still going through questions. I feel like I'm caught up, almost all caught up. What about Red Hat? We all love Red Hat. I mean, Red Hat, like that's more enterprise based for sure. So you're going to be in more enterprise type of environments. Red Hat is definitely something you want to know.
Why not Blue Hat then?
They haven't come out with that one yet.
I see that as an opportunity.
Is there anyone
that doesn't exist? Create
is there anyone attractive that works in IT? Probably not. We're all ugly. All ugly. I'm sorry.
I was going to say InfoSec Pat would have been a great example of one, but damn.
Yeah. Oh, here, Steven, look at, got a question right for you from Emmanuel. How did you get your first break in cybersecurity?
My first break in cybersecurity was networking, and not the kind of networking with like Cisco switches. I mean like people networking. I was just shy of graduating with a degree in InfoSec, and I started reaching out to all the InfoSec managers in my company. I sent them emails. I tried calling them, talking to them in person. It's like, hey, I'm about to graduate. Do you guys have any jobs? Something for someone that's coming out of college? And I got denied on all three fronts because we had three different security teams, and they were just like, nope, nope, nope. I was like, well, at least I tried. So I started looking elsewhere. And then maybe about like 2 or 3 weeks later, one of those security managers was like, hey, we have a position opening up. And I remember you asking about it. Are you interested? And I was just like, yeah. And then that was my break because I already worked with the company, but I did nothing with security, like at all. It was all systems engineering, build engineering, servers, no security. But I tried to incorporate as much as I could in my day-to-day, and that's how I broke into the field.
It's awesome. That just goes to like show like there's so many different ways to break into all the different areas of the IT field. There's no set in stone path. Everybody's going to have a different story. I say this all the time, but it's so true, and people really need to understand that everybody's path into this field is so completely different. There's a lot that you can learn about understanding, what paths other people have taken, but that doesn't mean like those paths are going to work for you. And something that I always say, and a lot of other people do too, networking. And yes, just like you say, not the Cisco switches, it's social networking. And I think, let's see, who was it? Your regular angry IT guy. Social networking in person is an underrated tool, 100%. Any type of networking with individuals in this field is going to be extremely valuable for you. LinkedIn is such a clutch like social networking tool for you guys to be using. So many people there, so many connections to be made. Utilize it. Meetup.com. Find meetups in your area. Start connecting with people in person. Hang out with them. Talk to them about, the things that they're interested in and learn from them. Like the opportunities are there for you. I think so many people are afraid to get into the networking side of things because a lot of people, and just like from what I've heard over the years, a lot of people just feel like they don't know enough to start networking with people, to hold conversations with people. But I think that you'll find that overall, when you start connecting with people, especially in a personable level, like in person, those are the people that want to help. Those are the people that are out there trying to help. They're putting themselves out there to build their network as well, but like they want to help. So take advantage of that as often as you possibly can. Like there's no stupid question for a lot of people in IT, especially for the people who are putting themselves out there, offering like to network with other people. Like these people are expecting quote unquote dumb questions to come their way. So, ask away, but make sure that you build relationships with people as much as you can. What's going on, Antone? I see you there. Let's see. An IT service desk, how do you approach a ticket with no resolution for an irate CX? So for an irate customer, how do you approach a ticket with no resolution? Why is there no resolution? There's always got to be a resolution for everything IT. It's all ones and zeros, right? It's either yes or no. Could be a weird request though, because those.
Yeah, I could see like a definitely crazy request, or this one is just like so like demanding and entitled for all sorts of things. I get users like that in my own work.
And sometimes you just can't say yes because you just can't say yes because there's a compliance reason for it in your job and they just don't allow it. So you have to say no.
Yeah, it's either by that or even just corporate policy will say no.
Mm-hmm.
Even you got anything on that?
For the tickets, I've had tickets before where there is no resolution, and the one thing that I can give as a piece of advice is that if you do have an irate customer or an irate client, if you feel that you yourself are getting worked up, like emotionally worked up, and you feel like you might respond in a way that's inappropriate or unprofessional, it's okay to give yourself a break, right? If you're on the phone, you can ask them, what, can I call you back in like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever, and then take a breather. And then when you come back to the call with a fresh head and you say, okay, the way this usually works is XYZ, but this is a special case. There is no resolution at this time, but we can work together to try and get to a resolution. That's the best approach to these tickets, because if you just straight up say like, oh, well, I can't help you, there is no resolution, and then you close the ticket, that doesn't look good on you. And always keep in mind that human networking is important, and you may need a reference in the future. And this person who's being irate with you might end up being that person.
For sure. That's great advice right there, for sure. Another thing with dealing with difficult people, and not necessarily relating to the no resolution part of it, but just empathizing with people. So you got somebody who's irate, empathize with them, man. Like, get on their level, even though like you're not there, like mentally, pretend that you're there, because they will appreciate you so much more just with you pretending you're on that level of being irate with them or being frustrated with them. It actually will help alleviate the situation. It oftentimes will help cool people down. Like especially when they're so just angry at you and they're taking it out on you, and you come back like, yeah, dude, that sucks. I'm so sorry that's happening because it's stupid, right? Like, it's the stupidest thing. Technology is just the worst thing ever, right? Like, you feed into it a little bit, right? But like, you at the same time, like, you're trying to calm them down. If you heard what I said, like, yes, this sucks, but it's going to be okay. I know I hate this thing too, but we'll be okay, right? Like, it's that, like, getting on that level and then calming them down at the same time. It's like just this like empathy trick that I love to do all the time with people. And it's like a mind game almost, for sure too. But it really does help. It really truly does. I hate dealing with people who are upset. Oftentimes, especially like people who are angry, like, it makes me angry. So sometimes, like, pulling the empathy card, like, I'm often angry just because they're being angry at me, right? But at the same time, I'm trying to like calm that situation down as much as I can. I don't want to deal with it.
Angry IT guy got it. Make it you and them versus the problem.
Exactly.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, empathy and understanding are two skills you want to have.
Yeah, and those sometimes take a while to learn and figure out. Especially, like, I bring this up because oftentimes IT people, a lot of us are introverts. A lot of us don't like dealing with people, talking with people. You're trying to like figure out how you learn these soft skills and, learn some of the stuff that we're talking about. Some of it just takes time. It really takes time to develop like those skills and to learn how people work. If you're one of those introverts, then you more than likely haven't had a lot of experience like dealing with people or just watching how people like converse on a day-to-day basis, watching how people just go to work on a day-to-day basis and do the things that they do, right? You actually learn from that if you observe the things that they're doing and observe their mannerisms, observe the way that they talk to people. You start to develop kind of like this knowledge about how people work. It probably sounds confusing to you, but I hope it doesn't, because as you like go further into this field, you develop these skills and you develop this knowledge and understand how people operate. And then you kind of understand what you need to do to get through situations. So if you're an introvert, like, you learn how to talk to people and you learn how to either get out of a situation or you learn how to just embrace that conversation that you don't want to be in part of, because you've learned how to talk to people. It's just a time thing. It just takes time. I don't want to say like there's specific tips. It's just a time thing. What's going on, Antone?
There we go.
You gotta unmute yourself, brother.
We got a party now.
What's up, guys? Nice to
What's
see you.
going on? Good to have you here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Antone's been following me here for a while. We converse quite often, so it's really good to have you here, man.
Stalking is the best form of flattery.
Nah, believe me, there's many people who are much worse than you.
Thanks.
You're all good. You're good in my book.
Like that one guy sent you like 40 emails when you called him out on LinkedIn.
Yeah. That was
Oh
terrible.
God.
Yeah, that guy caught
really
me on
funny.
a very bad day too. I was not happy that day.
Well, thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate it.
for sure. I want you, like somebody said, get this guy on. He has a great story. What's your story? What's your great story? Yeah, you.
All right. So, my great story is I actually worked in warehousing. I owned my own business for a long time, and I also I started working in warehousing for a long time. I managed a large glass inventory, an automated glass plant, about $9.25 million worth of glass, and I just got tired of just going through and counting 3 acres worth of glass like every single week and being the only person to do that. So I put in a bid for a job at the plant that I worked at. And they kind of told me, yeah, no, it'd be great. You're a great fit for it. And then I got the runaround, and they basically told me flat out, no, you're not right for the job. We need you here counting glass. And I was pretty peeved. So I decided there and then, I was like, I am going to stop following what other people want me to do. And I'm going to start following what I want to do. And I shot a bunch of messages out to all the people on YouTube. I'm like, am I too old for IT? Am I too old? I was 37, 38, 36 at the time. And one person responded to me. That was Mr. Zach over there. He said, "Nah, dude, you're good. You should totally go for it. You're not too old." And I said, "All right, dude, I'm going to jump into it." And I started studying for the ITF Plus, and I just started grinding. And after about, it was 2019, I got my first shot in June of 2020, and now I'm working on a service desk that serves about 75,000 end users. So I made it happen thanks to a lot of you guys. Kev, you've been supporting me a lot through it too, man. You and all the guys over there, and Zach, you guys are awesome. You guys helped me break into this business. So thank you so much.
I didn't do anything, man. You did all the hard work.
You did all the work.
You did it all.
Well, you guys definitely helped me believe in myself. So thank you.
I'm glad that we can help. I don't want to speak for Kevin, but it's like an honor to help you. Like there's no greater feeling than hearing that. I can't even put into words sometimes because it's at like a level that like I sometimes can't comprehend. Because for me, it's just like I'm just doing what I was supposed to do. Like this is what I feel like I'm supposed to do, is help people. So
definitely help, man. The one person that responded, I hit a lot of people up, and you were the one person that responded. And you took that coal and you fanned it into fire, man. So take some credit for that.
No, you fanned the fire, brother. You did it. Like, thank you for acknowledging that I participated somewhat, but please pat yourself on the back. Yes, thank you.
I'll take it. I'll take it this time.
The work. I'm proud of you. Like I love hearing these stories. I've been doing this almost 7 years now. So sometimes I get people from 4 or 5 years ago coming back like, bro, you changed my life. And I'm like, what?
It's pretty awesome.
All right. I'm glad I could help, but still at the end of the day, you guys are doing the hard work. I'll give you that motivation. I will encourage you as much as I possibly can, because I think as every single person on this call right now could tell you, IT is an amazing field to work in, and there's endless possibilities every day. Well, almost every day probably is joy. It's fun. It's interesting. It's different. It pays the bills. And sometimes it pays the bills very, very well. So, you can't beat that. So anyway, I'm glad that I could help in any way. And that's awesome. I'm glad that you're not counting glass anymore, because that sounds like god awful.
It was rough, but yeah, it's great. Now I get to work in. Now I've gone through, and I'm going to college, going to WGU, studying for the cloud. Got a wall full of certifications, hustling on LinkedIn like everybody suggested, and just trying to do my best.
Yeah, I've seen you on LinkedIn. It's like,
awesome.
Who's this Anton guy? He's commenting on every thread I see. Every time he pops up, it's like the name just keeps coming up.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
He's taking the
out the algorithm.
It helps. Yeah, it totally helps. And Anton's not just he's not just this is the important thing about what I want to say about what he's doing. Because when I see the stuff that he's doing, he's not just commenting and leaving this one-liner. I talk about this before, LOL, that's so cool. No, he's providing some constructive feedback oftentimes, or really contributing to the conversation. That is so extremely important, especially on LinkedIn. People want to see that you're providing some type of value to their network. So you're doing a phenomenal job of that. And more people should take note of that. So if you want, you can throw your LinkedIn profile in the chat so people connect. That goes for all of you. Like, go for it. Connect with each other. Start all of the connections. YouTube or LinkedIn is probably going to like ban me because I'm spamming like links in the chat. But hey, we're good.
Own your own settings. Who cares?
You're angry. I stopped your regular angry. I can never say your name right. Just angry IT guy. That's all I'm gonna say. This angry guy over here says you stopped me from giving up on my Security Plus. It's crazy. Like I hope that my story about the security, my experience with Security Plus, like help people. And overall, I think it has. And like so many people, and if you guys aren't familiar, the first time that I took my Security Plus exam, I failed it. But I shared that entire story. Like I shared my experience with it, and people were like blown away. Like, why would you tell people that you failed? Like, why would you share that with the world? And it's important because everybody fails. Everybody sucks at something once or twice in their life. But I learned from everything that I failed at, and I took that and I used that as a tool to do better. So I took the Security Plus again and I passed it, right? Like every failure is a learning experience for sure.
Sometimes failure will humble you more.
For sure. Absolutely. I think failing the exam is the only reason why I actually passed it, right? Like, I don't even think, like, I feel like going into it, if I would have passed it the first time, it wouldn't have meant as much to me. It really wouldn't have. It was the first exam I had ever taken. I had already been working in IT for 18 years at that point. It's the first certification I ever got. I only got it because I wanted to get it. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. First, like the failure was just like exactly what I needed in the situation. It was such a like you said, like a humbling experience. So like, oh wow, like I'm nothing, right? Like not like I'm nothing, but like I don't know it all. And that's okay. Like this is great. Like this is a great opportunity for me to learn. And I did. So yeah, anyway, sorry. I go on these tirades too much. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I failed the Security Plus my first time too. And it hurt.
Yeah,
It does
I've done
hurt
this
a little bit.
CCNA twice and failed them both.
Yeah. It makes you work harder the next time if you look at it that way. You know, like giving up is the absolute worst thing that you can do because it makes giving up moving forward that much easier the next time. Like it starts like this endless like giving up like process, quite honestly. Like anytime you fail, you have to take that situation, learn from it the best that you can, and try to tackle it again in another way. Anyway, I don't want to keep going. I actually need to leave in about probably 10 minutes ish. So I know, Michael, that you just sent me a message on LinkedIn, but we're gonna be shutting down shop here. Shutting down. I can't talk anyway. So anyway, thank you for everybody who's joined so far, though. And if there's anything that Peter, KevTech, Antone, Steven, you guys want to talk about, please feel free. I'm going to be going through questions again and seeing if I missed anything.
I've been looking through them as well. Haven't really been seeing much here.
Oh, look at this. This is from Gary. It says he got a new position last year after retiring in December of 2019. In February 2020, my new CEO came to my house with sushi. She had called my last CEO, found out what my favorite food was. I'm 61. So that's like that goes to show like what experience, what networking can do for you, right? Like here this guy is retired and then got basically headhunted from somebody else, like bribed into a new position. It's phenomenal. Oh, Josh Mason, how are you doing? I invited you a minute ago. It's good to have you here.
Good to be on here.
I was just saying I'm ending the show in like 10 minutes, but we got you for a little bit. Really quick, Josh Mason, tell people about who you are because you do some really cool things.
Hey, sorry, I just had to close YouTube. It was going nuts. So I was a C-130 pilot, became a cyber warfare officer in the Air Force back in 2016. Ran enterprise IT at Hurlburt Field, Florida. We had network engineers and help desk, sysadmins, GRC folks, and then me and the commander up near the top, making sure everyone showed up to their job. and like a $4 million piece of hacking equipment that just sat on a pallet because the base commander said you can play with it once I have network connectivity for a week straight and can log into my email for a week straight. Once that happens, green light to go and hack on all of our stuff. My 6 months there, we never got to that point. But and that's why cybersecurity and IT in my book are the exact same thing. But I got out of the Air Force end of 2019. Since the beginning of last year, 2020, I've been teaching as a military contractor, teaching military and also civilians in my second job, cybersecurity from all levels. 2 weeks ago, I taught introduction to network and computer hardware, which was Northbridge, Southbridge, TCP/IP. Today, I started a couple of Marines and a couple of Air Force guys on cyber threat emulation. We'll go through at the end of the 6 weeks buffer overflows with Python. But today we spent all day talking about TCP/IP and headers and switches and routers and hubs and yeah.
Awesome. And Josh Mason, he's out on LinkedIn too. You're like a big guy out on LinkedIn, I feel like, because you're like everywhere. Here's another guy who just like dominates on LinkedIn and completely like takes advantage of networking over there to the full extent. So definitely check him out, see what he's doing and participating in to get a good idea of what you can do to help build your network just like he did. Because yeah, you're killing it out there and I love it.
Ironically, originally it was just sharing Zach's and Kevin's videos. Just watch this, learn stuff. Watch this, learn stuff.
Yeah, I get tagged in you from all the time. Like, all the time. Check out this guy's videos. Yeah, thank you. Glad we could help. But yeah, you do a great job of just putting the information out there to the community too. Of just like trying to help people and encourage them. And we need more of that. So like every person that's on this call, like I've seen that from them. So that's like I've invited each one of you here because I've seen that you guys do care about helping people. And that means the world to me. So thank you guys for being here and thank you all for doing what you do because the IT community as a whole needs people like just like each and every one of you here. And I don't know if you guys realize that, but we really do. So the fact that you guys actually care about helping people, especially in this field, is like, I can't put it into words. Like I say that like so many times, but I feel like sometimes I get so emotional about things that it is really difficult for me to put it to words. Yes, I'm crying too, Steven. I know it's sad, but it's the truth. Like it's so hard to say, like so hard to talk about because I don't know how to say it, I guess. But thank you all for doing what you do and helping people. And I hope the community appreciates that. I'm pretty sure that they do. And if you don't, then why the hell are you here? So anyway, still going through the chat here. Who was it? Kyle Miller said that they failed their A+ twice before getting it. It's so many people like the A+. So many people like just clown the A+ like left and right, and it's ridiculous. First of all, but like that certification, it's actually kind of difficult if you don't understand all the hardware concepts and things involved there. Like there's so much like stuff that's covered there that you just wouldn't even like think about, and so you actually start like diving deep into that material. So I feel like a lot of people that say like the A+ is useless or they're clowning on it, like have no idea what it entails, or so they've heard somebody else say like that's stupid. But like, let's talk about facts because the facts are: go out on Indeed and search for CompTIA A+. Tell me how many job postings there are for it, and then get back to me. You won't.
Trust me. Like, if you want the worst experience of that, imagine if it was only one exam. That would be even harder.
It's a beefy boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
If
heck of an
you guys
exam.
don't know, A+ is 2 exams. It's the core 1 and the core 2. Yeah. If it was 1 exam, yeah, that's probably why it is 2 exams because probably I think at one point was it 1 exam?
There was a point you could be.
Long time ago, maybe. Maybe it wasn't, but there's a good thing that it's 2 exams for sure.
All I
Too
know
many
is
things to go over.
I didn't get my first interview for an IT job until I got my A+. Nobody would touch me. Once I got my A+, I got my first interview.
So there's a couple different communities I end up being a part of, like the IT and also like the pen testing and like cybersecurity analyst, and a lot of those jobs they want you to have IT help desk, sysadmin background, which I don't agree with. Your all's take on certifications. It sounds like you get the certification to prove that you know something and actually get to an interview, right? That's what I'm kind of hearing.
It helps you more in the interview, but doesn't grant you the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so when it comes to specifically like entry level work, which is primarily like what we like, you know, IT career questions focuses on, right? Like, yeah, the certification for sure. Like that speaks volumes to you. And it's not that it speaks volumes. It's just like, hey, here's this checkbox that you just hit. So now we're good to go.
The minimum requirement.
Yeah, it's like the bare minimum. And even still,
put any effort into knowing
like,
this stuff.
Yeah, you know, even still for an entry level role, like a certification isn't required. Like an entry level IT role, like I want you to have customer service experience. I want to know that you could talk on the phone, you can hold like a conversation with somebody, and that you could talk to somebody like in a reasonable way, right? Like entry level role, that's all you need. Period.
It is.
Because everything else can be trained and learned easily. But like the hardest part is having somebody with those customer service skills. Like that's the hardest thing to hire for in an entry level role. And when you find somebody who like exhibits those soft skills, like you're gonna hire them just based on that alone. Like even though like you're coming, like, even if you're competing with somebody who has a college degree, like some people with college degrees just cannot talk with people, right? Like that can be said for many other like certifications and whatever, right? Like it doesn't prove anything, right? But like for entry level work, yeah, like those soft skills, golden for sure.
That's basically what TechTech's all about.
What's up? There's two people talking. Steven, what's up?
And I was saying that's basically what KevTech is all about: customer service, knowing how to talk to your
I'm all about customers. I come from a restaurant background, so you got to keep in mind, like I talk to people in a restaurant, and and I work with, so in my environment, I work with executive people, with C-level. So I work with the CFO, the CEO, all the C-level people. So they don't care about technical mumbo jumbo. All they care about is if you fix the problem and if it's a non-technical way when you talk to them. So that's why the reason why I talk about customer service, because I work in a hedge fund environment. So you have to know how to interact and talk to people, and they don't want to hear this other stuff like technical stuff. All they care about is, did you fix it? Like, yes, I fixed it. Okay, good. And then you just go on your day, and that's it.
Yeah.
You get to go after that.
I learned the hard way from that, working in a school district probably like 12 years ago, talking to one of the principals, and I was like explaining like, hey, this is what's going on with the network right now. And he's like, Zach, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't care about the mumbo jumbo. That's literally what he said. And I was like, oh. And that like took me down a couple pegs. And I was like super offended by that for a while until I talked to one of my coworkers, and they're like, no, like understand it from this level. And like they explained, like, you know, like it's just a completely different way of how you interact with people. So yeah, like, and that's a huge like skill or value that you could have, is being able to talk to somebody without bringing in that technical level all the time, because sometimes people just don't care and they don't want to hear it all. So how easily can you break down the most technical concepts into something a 5-year-old can understand? So if you're familiar with Reddit, just always think of explain it like I'm 5. Explain it like I'm 5. If you can have that thought process and explain things to somebody like they're 5 years old, good to go.
Yeah, like it's the same thing for me, because I actually was kind of going the same route that Kev actually did. I was working first for a restaurant before I actually went into real IT, except it was kind of a different one. It was Dave & Buster's as a game tech. So I got to work on the hardware level kind of nonsense. So cool. Why is there beer all over these things again? And then I had to explain it. This plus this equals this. No. It's kind of a good way to explain it.
Yeah. Yeah. The simplest way that you could break things down sometimes, for sure.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've heard the question asked, can you explain highly technical details in a very simple manner to non-technical people? Probably 9 times more than I've said. Oh, how many certifications do you have? But it's a double-edged sword. At the same time, they want you to have that technical aptitude and be able to fill those boxes like Zach was talking about to even get to that interview point. So you kind of have to have a balance of the two. I was in the restaurant business too. I delivered pizzas for 6 years. So I use that in my interviews, and I do pretty good in interviews because I have a lot of practice with it. I've been on quite a few, and I always use that as like when you have somebody who's really upset because you didn't show up with their pizza on time and it's wrong, that's a perfect opportunity to learn how to de-escalate a situation. So I always use that to try to showcase how that experience can add value to the organization.
For sure. And then so people are probably like, well, okay, like I don't have a certification, or I don't have a degree, or I don't have XYZ, and blah, 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 blah. I don't have this, and it's holding me back, right? Get on in LinkedIn and start networking people for the love of everything holy, because that's going to help you advance no matter what you have. Like, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Unfortunately, like, that's still the way this world operates, and you could take advantage of that, and that's perfectly okay to do. Josh, I feel you got something. I feel like you want to comment here. Go ahead.
People are inherently not lazy, but if there is an easier option,
they're lazy, man.
We're usually going to choose the easier option. So if you know, like, you watch, I don't know, if you watch KevTech like a couple times a week, even if you don't watch like all the episodes, but you're like, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. You find out, hey, we've got an opening for this. Like, you know what? I can't attest to like his certifications or how much he knows, but he seems to be doing a good thing, and he's like right in front of me. Like, would he fit? Now, if you're on LinkedIn, if you are allowed, like, I don't know, I have a presence on LinkedIn to help others, but also that it's turned around. People have reached out to me and been like, hey, people are listening to you and you're saying things and you're doing stuff, like, would you come work for us? And it's a whole new dynamic where instead of applying and applying and applying, which we've all done, and going to the interviews and then being like, oh, sorry, you're not a good fit, people come to you and they go, will you do this job? And it's been recent. It's not like I haven't done this for a long time. It's been a very recent thing when I started making a presence, and I've heard many, 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 many stories of others doing the same thing and having similar results.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at Network Chuck, you can look at myself. Like, we're both examples of that. And I even put out a video like this is right around the time I got hired here at Next Gen T, where I was like, hey, put yourself out there. Like, make a video yourself of like what it is that you're doing, what it is that you want to do, and tell people like that you're looking for a job. And one person did this, and they got hired literally like the next week. This one person made the exact video that I talked about doing, and he literally like reached out to me the very next week saying, Zach, thank you for like encouraging me to do this video. I just got hired at this job from making that. It's like, what? Like, all right, yes, it works. It actually works. You have to put yourself out there. I know it can be uncomfortable for some people. I get that, but sometimes you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
I was gonna say that the most important thing, like what I teach too, is like you need to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is with everything. Talking to people, networking, figuring out, like putting yourself out there with your resume, just doing everything. Just get out of your comfort zone. The only way you succeed in IT or anything is just getting out of your comfort zone. That's just the way it is. That's just how it works.
For sure.
Yeah.
Agreed 100% right there.
Yep.
All right. So I went past the time that I wanted to go. But thank you all for doing this. I'm going to reach out to you guys after this because I'd like to do it again. We should do it again.
For sure.
Fun.
Sure.
God, yes. Let's do this.
For sure. So anyway, that's all I got for everybody tonight. Thank you all for showing up, asking questions, answering questions. Thank you again to all my special guests here, Peter, KevTech, Josh, Antone, and Steven. You guys are amazing. I love talking to you guys all the time. So let's do this again. That's it. All I got. I'm tired, and I'm just going to keep blabbering, so I need to shut my mouth and go to bed.
I don't blame you there.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care, y'all.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a good night, y'all.